Sign up for your Tomcast now. Do it for yourself, or you can do it for a friend. Go to TomHartman.com to see just how easy it is. And thank you so much.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.3 FM.
I'm Tom Busby, CNBC. President Trump today shooting down reports that the Republican tax reform plan will limit the amount of money workers can save in their 401k retirement savings accounts without paying taxes on that money. It's called Christmas creep, decorations and music that comes way too earlier every year. Customers have complained, and Target is listened, saying it'll ease up on holiday promotions this year, at least until after Thanksgiving. Meantime, Hasbro warning of a pretty tough Christmas ahead for toy makers. The maker of Nerf guns, My Little Pony, and Transformers says the bankruptcy of retailer Toys R Us will hurt all toy sales this year. On Wall Street today, stocks ended lower on a pullback in tech shares. The Dow down 54 points, the Nasdaq down 42. And timber and lumber giant Potlatch is buying rival Deltic Timber of Arkansas, creating a company with 2 million acres of woodlands in the South and Pacific Northwest. Tom Busby, CNBC.
In business, risks and rewards come with every decision, like moving to the cloud with Office 365. While its benefits include anywhere access and lower costs, cyber threats and user errors can quickly wipe out data and the money you save. Barracuda Essentials for Office 365 provide an added layer of security and functionality for threat protection, email migration, data recovery, and quality of service. Move securely to Office 365. Visit barracuda.com/essentials to learn more.
As a small business owner, you make every dollar count. So what could you do with $10? Go to Vistaprint.com today and you'll get 500 high-quality custom business cards for only $9.99. That's less than 2 cents per card. And at Vistaprint, your satisfaction is absolutely guaranteed. So it's never been easier to turn 500 strangers into connections. Just visit Vistaprint.com and use promo code 4000 at checkout. That's Vistaprint.com, promo code 4000.
NBC News Radio. I'm Tom Roberts. The Pentagon says the American public is owed quick and accurate information about the ambush that killed 4 U.S. soldiers in Niger. In a briefing today, Joint Chiefs Chairman Joe Dunford called the ambush a complex situation and said the 4 U.S. soldiers were caught in a bad firefight. Dunford added U.S. troops are in Niger for a special purpose.
Today, approximately 800 service members in Niger work as part of an international effort led by 4,000 French troops to defeat terrorists in West Africa.
Dunford says the soldiers were ambushed by a terrorist group with ties to ISIS. The back and forth over President Trump's condolence call to the widow of one of the 4 U.S. soldiers killed in Niger continues. Maisha Johnson spoke to ABC's Good Morning America after days of controversy over the account of the call.
What he said was...
The president?
Yes, the president said that he knew what he signed up for, but it hurts anyways. And it made me cry because I was very angry at the tone of his voice and how he said.
Johnson also said she felt the president had trouble remembering her husband's name and admitted the conversation left her in tears. Army deserter Bo Bergdahl will have to wait for his sentencing. Today, a court in Fort Bragg, North Carolina, recessed until Wednesday. The pause came after a defense motion to dismiss the case because of comments by President Trump during the 2016 presidential campaign. Attorney General Jeff Sessions is renewing warnings about violent criminal gangs in the U.S.
MS-13 members brutally rape, rob, extort, and murder. They leave misery, devastation, and death in their wake.
Speaking at a police conference in Philadelphia today, Sessions said he has ordered the Justice Department to use all available legal tools to go after the El Salvador-based gang. United Airlines says it's adding 21 more seats to its mostly long-haul Boeing 777-200 passenger jets. You're listening to the latest from NBC News Radio.
So, you want to be in show business. Do people tell you that you're really funny, you have a great personality, and you should have your own talk show? Many of us have been told that, but we don't know how to get started. It's easier than you think. Let the pros at Cali Vegas give you a free talent evaluation. Call 949-445-1119 and learn how quickly you can create, produce, and host your very own talk show. Imagine not having to sit in traffic every day, commuting back and forth to the same old boring job. Get started in television or radio today with your free talent evaluation from Cali Vegas. Call 949-445-1119 or visit them online at calivegas.com. Make your dream come true today and create your new career and learn how to become a television or radio star with the help of Cali Vegas. 949-445-1119. Call now.
Welcome to the Sports Circus. I'm your Ringmaster Sal here with Long Beach Lenny and Colonel Bucky. Folks, this segment, actually today's show, is brought to you by Black Diamond PR Firm, representing actors, athletes, authors, musicians, and small business since 2007. Everything you do is public relations. Black Diamond PR Firm, we are your people. Visit them at blackdiamondfirm.com or call 877-256-3075. 877-256-3075. Again, their website is blackdiamondfirm.com. All right, and a big welcome to everybody listening in on our NBC affiliates from coast to coast. SB Nation right here in fabulous Las Vegas on Las Vegas Boulevard, KMZQ 670 The Score. And a big hello to all of our listeners on iHeartRadio as well as Oceanic Time Warner Cable through KPHI 96.7 FM and 1130 AM over throughout the Hawaiian Islands. All right.
Beautiful.
All right. So hey, Lenny, we had a lot going on over the weekend, but I also understand we're gonna lead in with something on the golfing world for all those people that are driving home from work right now, saying, I'd rather just go play a round of golf, or would they?
Or would they, Sal? Would they rather play a round of golf? Now we know there's a lot of detail that goes into golf, Sal. There's a lot. There's the elements. There's grass. There's the elements.
32. There's 32 different things.
Of course there is.
There's stuff going on there. Well, let's look at this. How about this story over the weekend? Pro golfer Scott McCarron, recognized worldwide, received a one-stroke penalty for accidentally dropping the club that moved his ball. But yes, here at the Sports Circus, we are gladly going to overlook this and represent McCarron free of charge, as we have discovered now that this is one of the 32 things that our producer, Colonel Bucky, notes that is required in the game of golf.
Yes.
Dropping the club and moving the ball, it's somewhere in between 22 and 26, Sal, I believe.
It is on the list. See, there are things that you can't even think of at the time.
He only came up with a list of 16.
No,
I threw a couple of more out there, which got him to 18.
I've got like 24 or something like that, so I think that's number 25. We are getting there.
I don't know.
Well on our way.
And then he went beyond the Call of Duty, and then he broke his golf club. He was so pissed at the penalty stroke, he went and broke a club.
He didn't throw it in the water or anything. He just broke it.
And that's a lot easier. That you consider that, okay? Yeah, he would have to break a club, because you remember the old Bo Jackson just breaking it over his knee or his head?
Yeah.
How hard could it be to break a golf club, really? If you're going to get mad. Now, I love it. I love it, though, when they throw it into the lake.
Yes.
Like a crocodile.
Hey, listen, my favorite throwing episode was from Caddyshack when Judge Smales threw it about 100 yards and it hit the cafe.
I've played golf with the guy who threw it into the water. He did fish it out. To
Why would he do that? Then he's got to go chase it.
yeah. Well,
Well,
I know.
I guess that's what happens in golf.
Right.
You hit the ball a country mile, then you got to go drive after it. Right? And then you do it again. And then again.
Now, the thing about the golf club, dropping the golf club, I mean, are we serious now? Are we seriously going to penalize the guy one stroke because he's over here talking to his caddy or whatever, and then the golf club just slips out of his hand and it hits the ball? Ooh! One stroke penalty. What do they got? Like, do they have some like or golf police, club police, and the
nerd police? He says the nerd
The nerd
police.
police.
Let's go with the nerd police. We like that.
The thing about golf, though, is it really tells a lot about a person's character, because not everybody counts every single score, and that's part of it right there. So if you fudge a little bit on a lie, I mean, what harm is it going to be? You're just setting it up there.
So you're saying it's okay to lie and it's okay to cheat.
I'm not saying that. I'm being sarcastic here, okay? I am not saying that, because you cannot let little things go like that, because little things become big things, and that's why golf is a gentleman's game, gentlemen.
Go ahead, Lenny.
Oh, spare me that, Buck. It's a gentleman's game like that. You know that it's not. Okay, do we think of John Daly? Do we say that? Oh, he's the quintessential perfection of being a gentleman.
John Daly is not the rule. He is the exception.
Okay.
John,
and do we look at Tiger right now in his situation? Is he being a gentleman? Hardly.
Well,
Tiger Woods is hardly a gentleman. Okay, so let's not say that this is the quintessential sport of gentlemen. It is not. Maybe back in the day, it is different now. And then when you say, this is ridiculous, when you say, oh, they can cheat on their score. How about that they've got, 5,000-6,000 fans watching them. They've got cameras watching them. They've got their opponent watching them. They probably have some Goodyear blimps spying on them as well, and they're going to cheat on a card. And they're going to get away with it, Buck. Are they really? Think about that logically. Please give me an answer.
Well, the answer to that,
no,
but the logical answer to that is yes. Not everybody is going to watch every stroke, every player, because a lot of times these guys get out there at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, and there's no TV cameras out there. There's hardly any gallery. It's just you and your caddy. You're out there just doing your thing, and if you look around and you say, hey, nobody will see if I really stick this up on the grass so I can get a better hit. That's wrong. You can't do that. So you cannot even think about encouraging people of moving their ball in any way. It's a good rule, especially since one stroke can mean hundreds of thousands of dollars at that level.
Excellent. Well, look. On they're okay. I'm going to be teaching a word now to the Raider fans, because I had a Raider fan ask me what this word meant. They go, Lenny, what does the word ravenous mean? I heard the word ravenous. What does that mean? I said, that means, Raider fan, that you are absolutely so hungry that you would eat your own brother's arm. Okay, you're that hungry. And Colonel, these golf fans are so locked in. They are so locked into the sport that you cannot say, well, Lenny, not everybody's watching it. Yes, they are, because that's their guy. That is their golf.
Look what one day off does.
I know.
You drop a quarter in him and it's all over.
He's all rejuvenated here. Well,
by the way, I hope Bo's team won on Friday.
Oh, man, we won. He got one sack. Drove that dude into the turf. I loved it.
Nice.
Nice. Bo.
Yeah, there we
Where's
go.
Your block, there you go.
That's for Fearless Bo. But as far as cheating at golf, I mean, you cannot improve your lie. If you move it just a little bit, that would be cheating.
You know, it's funny. It's funny you say that. You can't improve your lie. I mean, how many guys listening to this are saying, "How do I improve my lie?" Saying that I didn't go to the bar and have drinks.
No.
To the girl.
I'm talking about your lie on the golf course. You're in thick grass.
Yeah, but the average person doesn't know what you're saying.
Okay.
The Raider fans certainly don't know what that means.
Okay, let me spell it out. Okay, you have thick grass and you have short grass. It's easier to hit the ball on the shorter grass or the fairway
I get all
than
that.
the thicker grass, which is called the rough.
I get that, but remember who our audience is. Remember, there are some Raider fans listening, and the Raider. When you're saying improve the lie,
okay, that's what I mean. Let's say that
they're thinking Judge Wapner's or Judge Judy's going to come into this picture somewhere.
Okay, let's say you're right on the borderline of the heavy grass and the thin grass. Okay, and you move that ball 1 inch over to where it's easier to hit the ball, the shorter grass. That is improving your lie. You can't do that. You only moved it 1 inch, and you didn't even move it.
But you cheated.
But you didn't even move it forward 1 inch. You moved it 1 inch. You can't do that.
Wait, Colonel, what do we have?
Yeah, 20.
20 seconds.
Okay. So just look at our Raider audience. They're coming up. They're saying, okay, listen in closely because they're telling me how to improve my lie when I have thick grass on me. All right, we're ready to go.
Like a grass skirt.
Like smoking a fatty of grass. Look at that.
All right, folks, listen, we're going to be back here in a few minutes. Folks, don't go anywhere. We got some NFL talk coming up. Be right back.
Do you have any questions about legal issues? Have you ever been stopped by a police officer and issued a ticket that you're scared to deal with? Have you ever been in trouble with the law and don't know what to do? Do you have a will or power of attorney question? Is your home being foreclosed upon and you don't know where to turn? Maybe you were given a contract that you don't understand. For freedom and a worry-free solution, call for Legal Shield today at 213-245-1305. It's that simple. You will have access to high-quality law firms that will fight for you for less than $1 a day. Peace of mind is just a call away. That's for Legal Shield. Call 213-245-1305 or visit us at nocourt.us. It's justice for all and not justice for some. So, you want to be in show business. Do people tell you that you're really funny, you have a great personality, and you should have your own talk show? Many of us have been told that, but we don't know how to get started. It's easier than you think. Let the pros at Cali Vegas give you a free talent evaluation. Call 949-445-1119 and learn how quickly you can create, produce, and host your very own talk show. Imagine not having to sit in traffic every day, commuting back and forth to the same old boring job. Get started in television or radio today with your free talent evaluation from Cali Vegas. Call 949-445-1119 or visit them online at calivegas.com. Make your dream come true today and create your new career and learn how to become a television or radio star with the help of Cali Vegas. 949-445-1119. Call now.
Listen to Sports Flash every day on The Score. Up-to-date sports info as it happens. Sports Flash brought to you by New Mail Medical, America's #1 men's wellness clinic. Reclaim your youth and vitality today. New Mail Medical.
Okay, folks, welcome back to the Sports Circus. I'm your Ringmaster Sal, here with Long Beach Lenny and Colonel Bucky. This segment is brought to you by the American Business Trust Company, specializing in startup consulting, sales and marketing, corporate strategy, and investment capital. Visit them at abtrustco.com or call 657-600-1876. That's 657-600-1876 for all your business needs. The American Business Trust Company. Hurry up, give them a call. All right, hey, Lenny. Let's finish up a little bit with Bucky's golfing nonsense, just because we can, and then let's jump into a little bit of NFL.
So, anytime that we're talking golf, what scene do we actually think of, Sal? Go Caddyshack with me. It's a Cinderella story. What is he on, Bucky? What hole is he on? The last
tears in his eyes.
I think he's on. He's playing Pebble Beach.
I don't know.
I think he is in that scene.
I don't know.
We have to find out. If I'm thinking Augusta.
Yeah, he's at Augusta. He's at Augusta.
Yeah, maybe he is. It
was Augusta.
Pebble Beach still. I'd take Pebble Beach over Augusta.
The Masters champion. You know,
Right.
that is the
right. Hitting the big flowers. Oh, yeah. There's a good one. It's in a hole. It's in a hole. Remember that? That was ridiculous.
And then he would go and hit another one. Were they flowers?
But it was more fun watching him when he was watching the older ladies that were teeing off in front of him or putting in front of him.
Yeah.
Remember that? He was.
I do. Yeah.
Why did you wash my ball? It's ridiculous.
I like it where the guy out there is having his last, the best round of his life.
Oh, right. We get struck by lightning
in a driving rainstorm, and then he gets struck by lightning and dies right at the end.
Did he die?
They never really.
That was pretty funny though.
Settled that.
I liked it. I liked it. I've seen that. I don't really play golf, but I've seen that film probably 100 times. I think I almost know it word for word.
It's a classic.
Oh, it's good stuff.
Well, that's the great thing about it is because we can use that video as the evidence of the 32 things that Bucky always says, because he does everything. And he's describing, he's like, grabbing the club, approaching the ball. You know, he's talking about everything that he does.
Yes.
So we need to just simply get a list, just get a blank piece of paper and just go bada bing, 1, 2, 3. And then when we get to about, 14, we're going to have to turn it over to Buck and say, well, where's the rest of it? Where's the other 22?
I don't know. I think those movements are when Rodney hits the ball, all his crazy herky-jerky movements and whatnot. That's the 32 things wrapped up into 3 seconds.
Guys, I mean, you have to really think when you swing the golf club. All these things are in your mind. Grip the club firm but loose.
I got to tell you, out of all the golf balls I've hit, whether either on a course in the 10 rounds I've played or at the driving range, I've hit thousands of golf balls at a driving range. I don't think about it. You just get up there and you hack at it. That's it.
So that works for some people. Some people.
Otherwise, you're thinking too much. Lenny, isn't it when you're thinking too much, bad stuff happens?
Yes, when you're overthinking it, exactly. And I heard a ding on the line here. We got somebody coming on the line here. Who do we got, Sal?
Doug, are you there?
Yes, I am.
All right, Doug, I'll tell you what. We didn't spoil it for anybody, so I'm going to let you introduce yourself. Tell everybody about yourself, and please, this is not a moment where you need to hold back. Go ahead and tell everybody the best things you can.
No, I just want to thank Sal for having the opportunity to be on the show. My name is Doug Plank. I grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, was always a longtime Steeler fan. Fortunately, was able to get a scholarship to go to Ohio State. Played for a coach, Woody Hayes, who was definitely old school, run the football, smash mouth football, and then was drafted by the Chicago Bears, and I was able to play there for 8 years. And so I really don't have anything to complain about in my life. Football has been a tremendous opportunity for me to meet people and have business opportunities open up. I was a franchisee of a national restaurant company for 20 years, selling hamburgers across the country. And but I'm doing broadcasting now. I work for a couple of different companies in doing both college and professional games. So it still gives me an opportunity to keep close to the sport. For 12 years, I coached starting in the Arena Football League in Scottsdale, Phoenix, Arizona, with Danny White, the former Cowboy quarterback, and later coached at the Falcons, New York Jets, and finished up my career at Ohio State University.
So Doug was known as probably one of the hardest hitters the NFL has ever known. This guy hit, and he hit everything, and he hit it hard, really hard. Hey, Doug, why don't you tell everybody about the correlation between your number and that famous defense?
It's most times, it depends on who you play for. Every coach has a different philosophy on how he wants to teach football. There's still coaches out there that coach with X's and O's, And what I mean by that is they get on a board and they write down different things for linemen, linebackers, defensive backs, wide receivers, quarterbacks. Well, it just so happened the coach that I played for during my middle years with the Chicago Bears was a defense coordinator by the name of Buddy Ryan. And you were either a number or an adjective. And usually the adjective was not a very good adjective. So if you were called a number by Buddy Ryan, that meant he had respect for you. And fortunately for me, he called me 46 a lot. I had blonde hair at the time, and they either called me Blondie or 46. So one day we go in the meeting room, and it was not uncommon for things for him to put in different coverages and blitzes and things like that. And we used to do it week by week. So he would tag certain blitzes with the person that was doing the main blitzing, and he would call it a number. So we had different numbered blitzes, but it was the person that was actually blitzing the quarterback. Well, one day we go into this meeting room, and he has this defense on the board, and it's really a very strange defense because there weren't a lot of linebackers, in the defense where you would assume they would be. Instead of them being like the middle linebacker position or on the weak side, he put the linebackers over top of the tight end, the two linebackers, middle linebacker and outside linebacker, and he had 4 defensive linemen on the line of scrimmage, so we had a 6-man line. So, but instead of, he took one of the linebackers out, brought in another safety. That safety at that time was Jeff Fisher, who later went on and coached several NFL teams. And so I was the middle linebacker. Jeff Fisher was the weak side linebacker. We had Mike Singletary and Otis Wilson. A lot of times they would play on the line of scrimmage as far as the 2 linebackers were concerned. And then we had 3 defensive backs. And everybody still was running the tight end, 2 running backs in the backfield. So this particular attack called the 46 defense because I was the middle linebacker on the defense. And so he just circled my number after he gave everybody's description, said we're going to call this the 46 defense. Nobody really thought much of it because we didn't know whether it was going to last 1 week or 1 year. And it went on. It started getting traction. The first week we played and used it was against Chargers, and Dan Faust was the quarterback at that time. And we completely confused Dan Faust, won the game, surprisingly, and that was the start of the 46 defense.
Pretty exciting stuff.
Nice.
Pretty exciting. So, Doug, you played, was it 8 years, correct?
Yes.
8 years.
Yep.
And
I came in at 75.
Yeah, you and Walter Payton came in at the same time.
Yeah, we actually roomed together for a while because they put everybody by alphabetical order. So Plank and Payton, and I just, it was funny talking to Walter, and one of his conversations was he was very frustrated why he didn't win the Heisman Trophy winner as a senior, and he kept asking me because I played with the only 2-time Heisman Trophy winner, Archie Griffin, at Ohio State. And I said, well, I think one thing that contributed to it, Walter, was the fact that Archie went to Ohio State and you went to Jackson State. And my only point was, from a position of being able to market yourself, it's different. I'm sure Jackson State received plenty of attention down south, but, Ohio State was able to go to, during Archie's time there, 4 consecutive Rose Bowls, win 4 Big Ten championships. And I'm sure just being on television, everything is about notoriety and perception. And I'm sure that, being so obviously seen by people across the country, that certainly helped him ultimately in the balloting for the Heisman Trophy.
Absolutely.
So I wanted to ask a question. This is Lenny, the co-host here. Thank you for coming on.
Hi, Lenny.
Now, you were listed at 6 foot and about just over 200 pounds. Am I correct?
Yep. I
weighed,
I was 5'11" and 5'8", 3/4, and I weighed 205 pounds.
Okay, now was it a solid linebacking position you played, or did you at all drop back into safety or defensive back coverage, or were you just strictly assigned linebacking duties?
Well, on first and second down, I was the free safety. So, but then if it was 3rd and long or even 2nd and long, that's what it started out as. So I was the middle linebacker. Jeff Fisher, so 2 linebackers went out of the game. And Jeff came in, and I moved up and took the middle linebacker's position. So now we have 3 defensive backs and 2 defensive backs as linebackers. So Jeff and I could drop into pass coverage. We in fact, even dropped sometimes, and we covered half the field, like 2 deep coverage, where the 2 safeties covered the 2 deep areas, and so crazy ideas like that. But here's the bad news: 205 pounds, and even though there weren't a lot of 300-pounders at that time, you're still taking on guys that are 270, 280, 290, pulling on sweeps, and you have to fill holes. And at 200 pounds, you have to choose your hits very carefully. I've replaced 2 shoulders and 2 knees, so I think I've had over 30 concussions. So I didn't get out of this without some pain and suffering. The closer you get to the line of scrimmage, the more often you're going to get hit, and you just better be prepared to take on someone who's much bigger and stronger than you are.
Right. So hey, just remember, Doug, everybody was wearing the same white pants, right? So, like you said it, and I want you to expand on that in the next segment. We've got about 30 seconds here, but I want you to expand on that. We're going to keep you on for one more segment here, and tell everybody what you told me yesterday. I thought that was a great bit of insight that most people that are watching football, they really don't know because they're not on the field. But your thoughts on that were really good, and we're going to come back here, folks, in just a few minutes and finish up our conversation with Doug Plank, 8 years in the NFL as a player, 12 years as a coach, one of the hardest hitters the league has ever seen. Folks, we'll be back in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Attention men and women between the ages of 18 and 65. If you suffer from excessive hair loss, thinning, or balding, write down this important phone number, 702-978-8008. The Doctors of Hair Clinic has medical experts to determine the cause of your hair loss and provide the best solution to help you restore your hair and confidence. Using state-of-the-art FDA-approved technologies, Doctors of Hair can regrow or restore your areas of hair loss, offering cool laser therapy, neograft hair transplant, and platelet-rich plasma. Doctors of Hair will find the right solution for you. No drugs, no linear scarring, no regrets. Call us today at 702-978-8008 and let the compassionate medical experts evaluate you with a free consultation. A natural head of hair is just a phone call away. Call Doctors of Hair, 702-978-8008. That's 702-978-8008. Or visit us online at doctorsofhair.com. Doctors of Hair, your experts in hair restoration. Big Daddy at Sin City Smokers want to know if you worked up an appetite that can handle the portions of the size of Texas. And that's big. Okay, maybe not that big, but Sin City Smokers' daily lunch and dinner specials are so delicious, they'll make your tongue dance and your stomach growl for more. Come to Sin City Smokers today, where the freshest meats are smoking. 2861 North Green Valley Parkway at Sunset. Or call ahead 702-823-5605. That's 702-823-5605.
Do you have any questions about legal issues? Have you ever been stopped by a police officer and issued a ticket that you're scared to deal with? Have you ever been in trouble with the law and don't know what to do? Do you have a will or power of attorney question? Is your home being foreclosed upon and you don't know where to turn? Maybe you were given a contract that you don't understand. For freedom and a worry-free solution, call for Legal Shield today at 213-245-1305. It's that simple. You will have access to high-quality law firms that will fight for you for less than $1 a day. Peace of mind is just a call away. That's for Legal Shield. Call 213-245-1305 or visit us at nocourt.us. It's justice for all and not justice for some. Are you a small business owner or pursuing the dream of starting your own company? Do you know where to start or how to grow that existing business? The American Business Trust Company has the answers you need. The American Business Trust Company can help you with startup capital, business strategy, sales and marketing, and establishing your company with a physical location or on the internet. You decide. You bring the idea, the American Business Trust Company can help with the rest. For a free evaluation, you may visit them online at abtrustco.com. That's ABTRUSTCO.com or call them at 657-600-1876. That's the American Business Trust Company, 657-600-1876. Call them today. They can help your business right away.
Okay, folks, welcome back to the Sports Circus. I'm your Ringmaster Sal here with Long Beach Lenny, Colonel Bucky, and 8-year NFL veteran, hard-hitting safety Doug Plank. Played with the Chicago Bears and coached in different parts of the National Football League, the Arena League, and the college ranks. Hey, folks, this segment is brought to you by our good friend Don Horn and the Regenerative Wellness Fund, offering discounts and free procedures for athletes that served the NFL during an era when they really didn't make a bunch of money, about $23,000 a year. I mean, it's hardly anything in today's time, and frankly, they played because they loved the game, and that's really what it was. Anyway, the Regenerative Wellness Fund offers free and discounted treatments to hundreds of these athletes that can't afford medical like they have the plans today, and also to military vets. If you want to learn more about it, call 866-647-9405, 866-647-9405, or visit them at regenerativewellnessfund.org. Also, a big welcome to everybody listening in on our NBC Sports affiliates from coast to coast, as well as SB Nation right here in Las Vegas on Las Vegas Boulevard, KMZQ 670 The Score. That is, of course, our SB Nation affiliate, as well as everybody listening in on iHeartRadio from coast to coast and around the world, and our friends in Hawaii on Oceanic Time Warner Cable.
And Arkansas.
And Arkansas, yes, our friends listening on WHBQ over in the greater Little Rock area. Actually, that's a signal out of Memphis, but it goes a really long ways. And you know, Doug, that was Elvis's very first station. Did you know that?
That's amazing. That's amazing. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so I picked that station because, it's strategically located, and it covers 8 states in that area, but I'm a big Elvis fan, and actually Lenny is an Elvis impersonator. He sings like him. Lenny, give him a few.
Wise men say only fools rush in. There you go.
There you go. All right. What a big round of applause for that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, hey, Doug, I wanted to ask you if you could explain what you did about the white pants yesterday and at the rate in which that you played.
Well, let me just say this. When at Ohio State, I had never played on artificial turf. And my first day, I managed to injure myself where I tore an ACL, an MCL, and cartilage. So I needed surgery, and I came back, and I was behind. I didn't realize that 4 guys that were going to go into the National Football League and play from 8 to 12 years. So primarily, I sat on the bench at Ohio State. The one thing I did do, I led
turn his volume up a little
tackles, and I would run down the field 20, 30 yards, and I would get in traffic. And then instead of looking around, because you're going to get blasted if you look around, I put my head down and started zeroing in on the ball carrier, almost like a cruise missile. And when you do that, and you bend over, and you're running full speed, suddenly whatever colored jersey you're playing against, all you can see is white pants, because most people wear white pants during these games. They have, whether you're a visitor or home team. So it's very difficult at the very end to try to pick out who the ball carrier is, because everybody has white pants on. Once you have your head down and you're only looking at 2 or 3 feet above the ground. So there were times during my career, I'm afraid to say it, I blasted into one of my own players. Coming up, Dan Hampton, Mike Singletary, just hit him right in the back. And it didn't work out very well. So, I tried to be as specific as I could, but it's amazing until you are actually on that field and you are in that incredible environment of competition and people, bigger people than you are, more physical, stronger, all those sort of things. Wow, the fear factor kicks in, and I tried to get up there as fast as I could, as low as I could, and try to hit somebody below the waist.
And you also told your teammates, something like, "I'm sorry, but if you're not going to make that tackle, please get out of the way," right?
I just told him, I go, you know what? Really, I only have a few seconds to get the guy on the ground. So you either get him on the ground or you get out of the way, because just know I'm coming. I'm going to be right behind you within seconds. So if you're not going to make the tackle, please get out of the way and just give me the opportunity.
Doug, so Doug, we have our producer here, Colonel Bucky, that is he is our resident huge Ohio State Buckeye aficionado and fan. So we wanted him to take the floor and ask you a few questions.
Yeah,
yes,
thanks.
Of course.
Thanks, Lenny. Yeah, of course, I didn't go to Ohio State, but I grew up there, and I've been an Ohio State fan my entire life. And I know the story about Woody Hayes and how his tenure ended after 25 years, but he had the national championships. And I've always defended him. I said, he's charismatic and he's upbeat. He was a great football coach. And since you played for him for all those years, you have the inside perspective. How was Woody Hayes? Did you learn a lot from him? Was he hands-on? Or what kind of guy was Woody Hayes in your time there?
Well, you know what? I really felt like he wanted to be something else. He wanted to be a teacher. I mean, every time he would get in front of the team, he would talk about history. He would go through centuries of wars and battles, and he was incredibly smart and intelligent, like I said, about history, and he loved his country incredibly well. I mean, but he was serious, and he was serious in terms of being physical. And he would shake you, he would hit you, he would punch you in the stomach. Now, it really didn't hurt. Come on. The guy couldn't hurt a football player that was lifting weights, doing sit-ups, 100 sit-ups, whatever the case might be. He slapped me a bunch of times. I mean, it was more for show than anything else.
Right.
But I admire him because, he strongly believed in graduating football players. Yeah. He did an incredible job before anybody else in terms of, graduating kids. And if they didn't graduate, he gave them opportunities to come back as graduate assistants, so they could get their undergraduate degrees. So I give him a lot of credit. I think he cared for people, and sorry to see the way things turned out for him at the end.
Yeah, that's the thing that gets me, because everybody remembers that meltdown on the sideline where he punched the player after he intercepted a pass, and that visual sticks with people. But there's so much more to Woody Hayes. And, I mean, come on. He was there for, 25 years and had a winning tradition. It was either Michigan or Ohio State every single year, it seemed, in the Big Ten back in those days.
You know what? It's amazing how many projectors. He used to love the throw projectors after his speeches. And he'd throw those things against chalkboards and walls and crash. And, just really, it got your attention. And, to me, I grew up in Pennsylvania, so I didn't really understand the Ohio State-Michigan thing until I got there. But, wow, it was an incredible, my first experience really to have some sort of a national rivalry, and between those two coaches, Bo Schembechler and Woody Hayes, it was a great opportunity.
And we're speaking with Doug Plank, a former member of the Chicago Bears and the Ohio State Buckeyes. And of course, I wanted to ask you just one more question here. And you may have been there after Jack Tatum, but Jack Tatum, of course, was known for being one of the hardest hitters ever in the Ohio State program and maybe in the National Football League. Did you learn, or is that taught at Ohio State the way Jack Tatum hit?
You know what? For some reason, and to answer your question, Jack Tatum was leaving as I was coming in. So we were like two ships passing in the night. Right. I never played with Jack. He was a senior and then graduated. I came in as a freshman the next year. But they had him as the bar of excellence. Right. And there was one time I remember, it was my junior year, and I got put in at the end of the game, last 5 minutes or whatever. And my goal every time I got put in the game was to either try to knock myself out or knock somebody else out. And again, concussions weren't a bad thing at the time. They were just like inconveniences. That was like twisting your ankle, so it wasn't like you were going to lose brain cells. So I get in the game, and I see this fullback, and he's running right at me, so I run forward to him. Boom. We both go down, but I managed to kind of crawl off the field. He's knocked out. They come out with the cart, put him on a stretcher, take him off the field, and at least two guys, help me off the field. Now, I'm groggy, barely standing up. And I get to this line, and here's the one thing about football players that have gone. They're like rock stars. They're bigger than life. And why did I say that? Because I got in front of Woody Hayes, and he goes, Doug, that was one heck of a hit, but Jack Tatum could have done it better. Well, I knocked the guy out. I knocked his helmet off. Yeah. Now, and I was barely awake myself, and I'm thinking, you know what? It's true, because after I left, there were players behind me that said, Doug, they're telling stories about you now at Ohio State. I'm thinking, So there is a little bit of an embellishment, I think, on players. But certainly Jack Tatum was I don't want to say a legend. He certainly was a legend. And he was certainly a model for safety to try to imitate and try to hit as hard as he did. And I'm not embarrassed to tell you that, a lot of times I used him as an example on trying to hit other players.
Right. So listen, Doug, we've got just a few minutes left in the segment. We're going to stretch it for just another minute and a half or so if we can. Tell me, what are you working on these days, and how could people find out about the projects you're involved in?
Well, I'm a really big believer in the team concept, and I think I'm so thankful for sports because the lessons I learned have carried over into my post-athletic career, basically business. When I first got out of being in the National Football League, I was a Burger King franchisee for 21 years. And it was great because you were part of a team. You got together all the time. I mean, there's something about getting in a huddle and talking to people and holding hands. I mean, it sounds crazy, but it really, really works both for sports and also in business because you're not in business by yourself. You're with other people. And so, what I've done here in the last 5 years, my 90-year-old mother lives with me. And, I've just started opening up my eyes to, the situation in our country with a lot of seniors needing help and assistance and all that sort of thing. So I'm working with some people right now in opening up assisted living facilities, not just here in Arizona, but across the country. And, I'm going to try to work real closely with a lot of other athletes, both college athletes, professional athletes, because, these guys, they need direction. They need some suggestions and help and some coordination, and hopefully I can do that and just pay back a little bit what football's done for me.
So, Doug, how can people follow you? Do you have social media?
Yes, I do. I've got Facebook. I've got LinkedIn. I've got Twitter accounts. So please, if you reach out to me, I promise I will answer or get back with you just as soon as I can. And, it's amazing to me how many people, it truly is the situation. Your life is changed by, the people you meet and the books that you read. And, I don't do as much reading as I should, but I meet as many people as I possibly can. And there's no doubt in my mind, my life has changed because of the associations I've had over the years.
Okay. Hey, listen, Doug, I want to extend a big thank you for joining us today, and we're going to wrap this segment up right now. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Doug Plank, 8 years Chicago Bears, 12 years as a coach, a stellar human, and he's doing it for everybody. Make sure you look him up on social media. A wonderful guy, and we're going to certainly bring Doug back if he wants to come back with us.
Well, thank you, guys. I really appreciate being on the show.
All right. Our pleasure. Folks, we're going to be back here in just a few minutes with more Havoc and Mayhem as we continue the Sports Circus, so don't go anywhere. Be back in a few.
Supercharge your weight loss with Cyber Body Slimmer Therapy at Symmetry Medical Spa. For only a $99 investment, you will have a consult with a doctor, IV therapy, infrared body wrap, and 12 injections. Lose weight, flush out toxins, burn that stubborn fat, and look and feel better than ever. Call 702-749-7575 today. Ask how you can supercharge your weight loss for only $99 with Cyber Body Slimming Therapy at Symmetry Medical Spa.
Okay, folks, welcome back to the Sports Circus. That was a very quick break, only because we wanted to extend a little bit of extra time for our guest, Doug Plank, that was with us for the last two segments. And again, make sure you look him up. He's a fantastic human, a great ball player from the National Football League, and also a great coach, whether it was the pro ranks or the college ranks. Make sure you look him up on social media, look him up on LinkedIn and all of his other social media. Just a wonderful guy. And make sure you can also follow us on social media as well. And just look for The Sports Circus on Twitter and Facebook. Of course, that would be The Sports Circus as well as our Facebook page. Make sure you like it and follow us. And our co-host, Long Beach Lenny's got a couple of pages too.
Sure do. On Facebook, it is Lenny Adkins, Adkins, and then also with Twitter, it is Long Beach Lenny with the number 4 at the end of it. And yes, Sal, they have to friend me.
Please be my friend.
Yeah, please be Lenny's friend and a friend of the Sports Circus, too. And,
of course.
We want to welcome everybody listening to our NBC sports stations, also Time Warner Cable out there in Hawaii, and, of course, right here on AM 670, SB Nation, and don't forget iHeartRadio, too.
Of course. Folks, we're everywhere. We're absolutely everywhere. Go to our page. Go to thesportscircus.com. Actually, you're going to have to go there at the top of the hour if you want to catch hour number 2, because that's the best place to go. Pull the streamer right here from 670 The Score, and that you'll see it says Talk Stream Live. Just click on that, and you can continue the mayhem with us. And in fact, you can even call us up, 702-799-9935. 702-799-9935, and you can participate with us because you can. All right. That right.
Yes.
Yeah, because there's a lot of mayhem going on, and we started talking about different things in golf. And Lenny, I want to get into something, a little bit of Olympic news here. Let's turn different direction completely, and let's get into the Olympics. We've got something cool coming up, don't we? And well, I mean coming up.
I know prior to that, though, Sal, we have something that's coming up, which was the World Series. What we have coming up.
Oh, all right. Well, let's do that one first. Let's do that one first. Then we'll talk about the Olympics.
Right. So anyway, what I'd had on the day that I was watching Fearless Bow, I ended up bumping into this incredibly dressed Dodger fan from like head to toe, decked out in Dodgers gear after they clinched themselves in the World Series. And this young lady was kind enough to be able to give me an interview. So I know that Colonel Buck there has that beautiful footage. If he could go ahead and roll that, it'd be great.
All right. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's get to that momentarily. As
hold on.
No. I didn't know he was going to do it. No. Okay, here we go.
Oh, so
nice. Hey, Panorama sounds good, just like SoCal. So we got a Valley girl in the house that grew up as a Dodger fan, she's been telling me. So what I wanted to ask you, Maria, how did you feel about this season, especially when the Dodgers were just going crazy with that enormous winning streak?
I felt great. Knew they were going to get to where they're at now and know they're getting to the World Series.
See, that's a beautiful thing, ladies and gentlemen. But then, all of a sudden, here comes somebody popping the balloon, the wind out of the sails of the boat for the Dodgers. How did you feel, Maria, when they just could not win a game?
It was frustrating, but knowing that they were coming back and they were going to do their thing, never lost faith.
See, that's the whole thing, Dodger fans. You guys don't lose faith. You guys stick together like a family outing at a barbecue. You know, it doesn't matter what's going on. You guys stick together, Dodger fans. So, what I wanted to ask now is, do you have a preference with any of these other teams? You have the Astros and you have the Yankees. Which one, if you have any preference that you want to play?
No preference. I have a lot of faith in the Dodgers, and I know they're taking it. Bring on any team.
Were you a little bit scared knowing that Clayton Kershaw had a reputation of blowing games in the playoffs this year? Did you have a little bit of doubt in your mind, even a little bit, with Kershaw possibly blowing up in the playoffs?
No doubt at all. It was just taking it one game at a time. But I had faith in Kershaw, had faith in the whole team because they've played as a team this year. So, I trusted them.
Very good. And I know that you're a new listener to the Sports Circus, and you've listened to myself and Sal Tuzzolino, but you told me that it was kind of funny there with Colonel Bucky, and he has a little bit of a problem with typing with two fingers here, and we call that, his chicken pecking, and you found that to be funny.
Absolutely, and I think we should now call him Mr. Peck.
Nice. Mr. Peck. Well, Colonel Bucky's a lot older than Sal and I, so we refer to him as an old pecker when he's over there pecking away, and it's just an endearing term, nothing less, nothing more than that. So I wanted to ask you, too, I know that you said that you're bilingual and you speak Spanish, and there are an enormous crowd of Dodger fans that speaks.
Is that the end of it?
I don't know. Is that the way it ended?
I don't know, folks. Yeah, put my mic on.
Yeah.
It's live, folks. Anything can happen.
Are you there, Lenny?
Yeah.
Is that the way it ended?
No, that's not the way it ended.
It could be the way it ended. But remember, Kershaw's rested.
Ahead for the Spanish-speaking people, just to tell them that you're happy that the Dodgers won and that they're going all the way.
Nos vamos a la Serie Mundial.
Very good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Long Beach Lenny for the Sports Circus and Sal Tuzzolino and Colonel Bucky. Just wanted to, real quick reminder here. Colonel Bucky, I know that you like to look at people on how our guests look, and our guest here, just look up on images on Google the name Maria Conchita Alonso, okay? Spanish actress, all right? So for the Sports Circus, want to thank Maria Gutierrez very much.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
All right, Sal, back to you, and have a great show.
Okay, well, we will have a great show. That was Maria Gutierrez, correct?
Absolutely, man. Yeah, she was a great interview. I'll tell you, she told me that she used to root as a young girl for Fernando Valenzuela. She was very young, and that's when she began to be a Dodgers fan. And she looked at me very confidently when I was telling her about the Clayton Kershaw. That he kind of blows saves, and she just kind of raised her eyebrows. And she after we were done with the interview, she says, "Yeah," she says, it was really tough, because he did have that reputation, but she's sold out. She just feels that the Dodgers are just going to roll through everybody. It doesn't matter who it was.
That's like me interviewing a Cubs fan.
I can't believe you told her I'm much older than you. I'm the same age as Fernando Valenzuela and Steve Sachs.
Well,
they're both.
Aren't they both in their 80s?
Yeah,
I don't know.
They're 57, like me.
157, perfect.
Unbelievable.
So Leonard, our loyal listener over from WLVL up in Niagara Falls, Leonard says, after the Colonel Bucky comment, he says, Pecker King should be the name.
Pecker King, especially since Plank had a Burger King franchise.
Right. So we'll stick with the whole King idea.
I can't believe it. I need a raise for the abuse.
Hey,
for the abuse.
I'm only reading. Come over here, read this.
Oh, no,
Take your headphones off, read it. It's not me.
I believe you.
No, because it's when you chicken peck.
Unbelievable.
You know what? For Christmas, Lenny, let's pitch in and get him typing lessons, like a regular. Let's do an online typing
thing. I don't know why it
thing.
bothers you guys so much.
Because it's slow.
It's not
You
slow.
move at a glacial pace when you're doing it.
I do things methodically, and that's the way I like it.
Speaking of which,
you like to do it fast, and then you make too many mistakes.
I don't make a lot of mistakes.
You type 80 words a minute, but
88 words a minute.
77 of them are right.
Yeah, but remember, you type 3 words a minute. By the time I've already gone 25 minutes into the campaign, and you're still on your 3rd word.
0 mistakes.
Lenny, talk about the Olympics real quick.
Yeah, I was going to say, the only way that we can get Bucky in a typing class is if it was like a Hooters school of typing.
No, we have something that is going to interest him here.
Yeah, we do. We have something definitely off-road right now. So, something for you, Bucky. This just in. Olympics are considering a couple of different, let's say, activities. I don't know if you'd call them sports. One of them is foosball, but the other one is pole dancing.
Pole dancing? Yes.
As a future Olympic event.
Giggity, 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 giggity.
He's speechless over here. The Colonel's
No, he's just giggity.
No,
what are you talking about?
It's worth one of those.
Yeah. Giggity, 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 giggity.
Pole dancing. That's good
boy,
stuff.
You boy, Bucky Quagmire.
For this moment, Colonel's like, you know how long I've waited for this moment?
I know. That's why when I mentioned it, I hit the bottom of the table.
Well, they're trying to get the ratings up. I mean, come on, face it.
Wait, listen, they're trying to get ratings up, and you're trying to keep yourself down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is I take it it's a Winter Olympic, or is it Summer Olympics?
I don't know. I think it ought to be in both.
Winter. What's the winter going to be? The ice pole or something?
Yeah,
like
it'll be out there on an ice rink.
Well,
I
it's
guess.
either that or it's the hot stick of the summertime.
Yeah, that one too.
I don't see how. I mean, that's kind of comical. It's like, what would be the criteria? There would have to be some type of a league. There'd have to be a league.
Well, hey, we had Chesty LaRue in here. We could have asked her.
Yeah, the roller hockey gal.
No, roller. That was the roller derby.
She was in the roller derby. I don't know if she was a pole dancer.
Right. That's probably Bucky's favorite name that has come onto the show so far.
Chesty LaRue.
I can still picture her across the room there.
Well, that's because she was poking you in the chest with her chesty. Mm-hmm. That's what it was. And that's from across the table, folks.
Yeah, we did a promotional shoot.
The promotional shoot went right onto his phone, and that's it. There's your promotional shoot from the phone to your bone, and that's the end of it.
The last time I saw a pair of jugs that big, 2 hillbillies were blowing on them.
Yes, that is exactly it. Yeah. All right. Hey, listen, folks, make sure you follow us in the next hour here. You can tune right back in with us. Switch over to thesportscircus.com and pull the streamer right there. It says Talk Stream Live. Just make sure you click on that. More madness and mayhem to come. We'll be talking more Olympics, more Chesty LaRue, more mayhem. Folks, make sure you tune right back in.
We may be able to lower your